Okay, so today's tomato review is going to be on the yellow taxi tomato. Okay, so we got a tomato here called the taxi tomato. I'm not sure if it goes under different names or whatnot, but that's the name that it goes by. I call it yellow taxi tomato because it's a yellow tomato and it's called taxi. I guess they call it a taxi because it's yellow like a taxi cab. So here's a good shot of the inside of it. Give you a good look at it. And it's got funny kind of a chambering system in this thing. I will cut open another one. I got one here that it's split from overwatering with the rain, but it's got a funny kind of chambering system. I'm not sure if it's just that tomato. Commercial tomatoes will form a perfect 4-chamber or 8-chamber or whatever it is you're buying. It'll be perfect every time because it's bred to specifically to do that, along with the color and the taste and the skin texture and everything else. But yeah, it's got a funny chambering system on this particular tomato. And I haven't tried any of these tomatoes yet, so I don't know what to expect from them. But just looking at it as it being a yellow tomato, I'm thinking it's going to be kind of on the tangy side more than likely. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong a few times making quick predictions before I taste it, and I'm thrown off because it's something different than what I expected. But let's take a closer look at the inside of it. And I'll cut another one open here, actually. I'll do that right now. See, because this one, like I said, it's split. So I'm just going to use this one for seed. Here's a better look at the inside of it. It's just random chambering in here. It's really strange how it's making these chambers. You can see how it looks. But I'm assuming it would normally, if you get a really large amount of them, you're probably going to find a lot of them where the chambers are pretty symmetrical all the way around. But as I look at this tomato, I do see wilding in there, and it is kind of hard to notice in the rind because the tomato's yellow and the wilding is yellow. But you can kind of see it in the center too. You see how you got some white patches in there and stuff. So that's a good sign, definitely an heirloom. I don't know if it's a watery tomato or a seedy tomato, but let's give this a bite and see what it tastes like. Okay, it's got an interesting flavor to it. It's low on the tangy. It's not a lemon type of tang. It's not making my mouth pucker, but it is tangy. But it's got a stronger tomato flavor that carries with that tangy. It's got a stronger tomato flavor that carries along with that tangy, so it tastes good. But the sweetness is very low. I'd say 20% or less on the sweetness. It's kind of a watery tomato. These have been ripening for a while, so they are going to get a little on the watery side. And the sweetness will tend to kind of lessen a little bit, and it'll just become more of a watery, chalky tomato in general. But as of right now, like I say, it's about 30% on the tangy, and it's about 20% in the sweet. And it's not a real good balance. It's kind of low in the sweetness, but it's still actually a pretty nice tasting tomato. That tomato flavor that carries in after the tangy tastes really good. The tangy part, like I say, is not a lemon type of a tang where it makes your mouth want to pucker. It's a nice, mellow type of a tangy flavor. I'll take another bite. It's a very nice tomato. I'm going to tell you that right now. I normally don't rate these tomatoes that are off balance high because you're not getting that really good rich balance of flavor between the sweet and the tang and everything. But I'm definitely going to rate this one up there a little bit. This, for some reason, it tastes good. Put a little salt on it. Let's see if that matters. I would almost say it actually tasted better without the salt. The salt kind of made it more tangy like. Tasted actually pretty good without the salt. That's a funny kind of a thing to actually experience with this because I didn't actually expect that. But it's an interesting flavored tomato. I definitely want to rank this at least a number 2. I can't rank it number 1, but because of all those different flavor dynamics and the way that it hits your tongue and comes back, and it's not a strong tomato flavor that carries after you swallow it, the aftertaste. It's not very strong in that tomato flavor, but it's noticeable and it's very pleasant. It's a very pleasant tomato flavor. Very interesting tomato. First year growing these, I actually like these. They came out really good this year. But yeah, I'm going to rate this one a number 2 on my list of tomatoes. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I should mention about it. The skins, yeah, a little bit of the skins were kind of getting stuck in my mouth. So you may end up spitting those out. But if you put them in a salad and you cut it up good, you're going to be fine. Put it in a salsa, run it through a blender, you're fine. But eating them raw, like if you're in the field and you got salt in your pocket like I do, and I just eat my tomatoes while I'm outside, you're going to be spitting the skins out. So yeah, it's a nice tomato. I definitely recommend the Taxi tomato. It's a very different type of a tomato. Yeah, you can see over here too, it's got a little bit of a heavy, meaty rind on one side. That's probably just a tomato deformity. I don't think that's a consistent attribute in this tomato. Though I will say, if you look at this tomato, yeah, it's the same tomato. If you look at it here, you can see it's kind of got some thickness here. It's just really strange how it's forming its chambers. I'll even cut this one open for you, because I'm going to eat these now anyway. I can't leave them. Let's cut this one. Now, this is like a little mini beefsteak tomato. Look at this thing. That came off the same plant. Isn't that strange? Really strange how this one kind of just beefed up. But again, that happens a lot of times because the flour gets damaged. So you'll get a little bit of weirdness in the tomato. But yeah, that's just a gorgeous tomato. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to eat this. I'm not going to eat it now, but that's my review for the yellow Taxi tomato. And I'm going to rate this one a number 2 this year. We'll grow it out next year, see if we can develop that flavor a little better. But I do recommend this tomato. It's a very interesting tomato. It's a very strange way to tax your tongue and your taste buds. So give it a try. You'll probably like it. I'll leave links in the description. You can check them out on Amazon. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.